Hello and happy Monday. Today is September 6th and it is a new moon in Virgo tonight at 8:52 p.m. So, yeah, new moons are all about a new cycle. So, it's a good time to start a new cycle, start something new. And in that spirit, today's reading, I'm going to be doing some bibliomancy. I have some books here that I'm going to turn to random pages and see what the advice is using these wonderful books that I have. But as per usual, this is my weekly tarot. This is going to be for September 6th through September 12th. And then September 13th is next Monday. The bottom of the deck for the Crow Tarot that we've been using is the King of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So that is the energy driving us this week. And King of Swords is excellent energy because it is mature, it is intellectual, it is logical, and it is focused. The King of Swords is all about intellect and it's all about logic. It's not about really too much emotion. It's about getting the job done using the knowledge, the experience, and the logic, the strategy that you've developed through maturity and experience. Okay, so that's the King of Swords energy driving this week. But let's see what the card is. So my prayer is to Spirit, wonderful Spirit, ancient ancestors, guides, angels, please help us with advice for this week. Oops, we have one that dropped out. For the collective for this week of September 6th through September 12th. What energy and advice do we have for this week? So with our Crow Tarot deck, pulling the Tarot, so far we have the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups is the main energy. Let's see if we can get some more information about the Eight of Cups. Please give us, Tarot, some more information about the Eight of Cups. What else do we need to know about the Eight of Cups? Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely the energy for this week. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups. Look at the Crow. He is feeling very despondent. The Eight of Cups is kind of like loss, grief, looking at the past, having that reflective energy, but in a more of a serious type of a somber type of energy, because it's also like, it's not like the Hermit in the sense that you're like completely isolated going within, but it's more like figuring out what you want from out of life. And sometimes you take for granted all the other things that are going good in your life to focus on the past or focus on, reflecting on what could have been. And it's really, yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, correction, sorry, it's the Eight of Pentacles. But the Eight of Pentacles is, it's like focusing on what could have been and, not really appreciating what you have already. Okay? It's like staying focused on achieving perfection, right? So the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles advice for us is driving with the King of Swords that we have, which is, using our intellect, using our maturity, using our wisdom, our strategy to continue to build the life that we want. Don't focus too much on the past. Don't focus too much on what could have been and what has been. Keep building your coin, keep building your legacy, keep doing, staying diligent Diligent in a sense that you are paying attention to what you're doing, paying attention to detail. You see how he's all up in the detail on that pentacle? He's all up in the details on it. He is not playing around about his work. He already has these built up. It's not that he's taken for granted. I'm sorry, what he's done already, but he's making sure that everything he does is going to use his skill and sense of excellence to continue building the life and the legacy that he wants, right? So 8 of Pentacles, not the 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles is the energy for this week, right? So then we also have additional advice. I asked for additional advice and I got 4 cards. So I got the Judgment card, the Hierophant, Death, and the Chariot. Okay? Whoa. So this is big energy this week, guys. This is big energy. Like this, these are all major arcana. So these are major. This is a major week. And we have the new moon in Virgo, which is also a major week because we're already in that Virgo energy. This is Virgo energy. The 8 of Pentacles is Virgo energy. I don't know the astrological correspondence to the cards, which I don't really subscribe to it anyway. So that's why I didn't bother to learn it, because to me, this is Virgo energy, because Virgos are analytical. They're perfectionists. They are detail oriented, and they are hard workers. They can even be workaholics, okay? Because they are all about stability. They're an earth sign, and the pentacle is about earthiness. The pentacle represents the earth element in the tarot. So this is corresponding with the new moon in Virgo, and we are in Virgo season, and it's all about that. It's all about perfection. And then we have the major arcana here. We got Judgment, the Hierophant, Death, and the Chariot. Very serious this week. This is about moving forward with what you want out of life, going after your dreams and goals, being willing to work for it, being willing to strategize for it, taking your emotion out of it. This is not about feeling sorry for yourself. This is not about crying over spilled milk. This is not about who said what and getting your feelings, actually. This is not about your feelings. This is about getting grounded and getting down to work. Judgment is about using your good judgment. The Hierophant is about order. It's about institutions that are established, you know, like the Hierophant has to do with like the Catholic Church or something like that, but old established systems, you know what I mean? Corporations, things like that. So maybe career, this may be career advice for everyone this week. Anyone who is working on their career, make sure that you're focused, you're paying attention to detail, you are strategizing with your plan A, plan B, coming up with ideas. Death and the Chariot these are also very powerful. They are major arcana. They are about major decisions, major choices in life. Death is transformation. This week is a transformational week. This week is about transforming whatever area that you are working on. If it's yourself, you will be transforming yourself. If it's your job, you will be transforming your job. If it's your home life, you will be transforming your home life. Death card is about transformation. It's about dying to one thing and coming back alive as something else. And the Chariot, we know the Chariot. The Chariot is about your willpower, and it is about driving forward. Like I said, using your strategy, your wisdom and maturity for things that you've gone through to push towards your dreams, to keep building the future that you want, okay? Using good judgment, okay? And, you know, working within the system that you have. The Hierophant also represents marriage. This could be about marriage, relationship, in terms of if this has to do with your relationship, rebuilding the relationship, or if it's the death of a relationship or the death of a marriage, you know, figuring out the nuts and bolts of, you know, how you're going to exit or, you know, end the marriage or rebuild it or restructure it or whatever's next, using good judgment. And the Chariot is about moving forward. The Chariot is a vehicle. It is when you get in your chariot and you ride down the road and you are headed to your destination. You are taking action. You're ready to go. Okay? So that's the advice for this week. Okay, now let's get some additional cards, and then we're going to do some bibliomancy because I think it's cool. So I have this book of quotes, and it's a new moon, so this is new. I like this. And this is actually, I feel like, from my grandmother, because I think my grandmother used to do that. She used to kind of like turn to random pages and get advice from like the Bible. So I found this book of quotes, and we are going to also ask for guidance. So we're gonna get guidance. What quote for the collective, for all of us, do we need as advice for this week? So I'm connecting with this book here, and it is a Life 101 series of quotes on all kinds of topics. Life 101 series. Give us some advice. Spirit, angels, ancient ancestors, guides. Give the collective some advice for this week, for all of us, for this week coming up. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Joy. The topic is joy. The topic is joy. So even though we are staying focused, even though we are determined to move forward, even though we are transforming this week, even though established systems that we're working in, we are going to be transforming within those systems or transforming those systems, even though we're using strategy and determination and willpower and all of those wonderful things to build the life in the future that we want in terms of our career, in terms of our health, in terms of our marriage, in terms of our relationships, whatever area it affects this week. Also know that you can find joy. So the quote that I'm drawn to: joy is the feeling of grinning inside. That's a quote by Melba Colgrove. And I grin for you. Okay. One joy scatters 100 griefs. Okay. And that's a Chinese proverb. The eye sees the open heaven. The heart is intoxicated with bliss. That's a quote by Friedrich von Schiller. Okay. And joy is the sweet voice, joy the luminous cloud. We in ourselves rejoice, and thence flows all that charms or ear or sight. All melodies, the echoes of that voice, all colors, a suffusion from that light. That's a quote by Samuel Coleridge. Okay, so that is the advice from the book, from Bibliomancy, to find your joy this week too. So don't forget to find the joy in whatever it is that you're doing. The moments of joy, the moments of gratitude. And the next bibliomancy we're going to do is quotes and passages from the heart about love. So whatever love situation you're dealing with, let's ask for advice and see what page turns up for us as advice for this week, for us to move forward for May 6th. Why do I keep saying May 6th? What's happening in May? All right, for September 6th through September 12th. And we have: the mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death. And that's an anonymous quote. Then we have Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. Hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illumines it. Martin Luther King Jr. We know who he is. Another quote says, whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. And that is from Mahatma Gandhi. So we have Martin Luther King Jr. giving us advice. Thank you, Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. We have Gandhi giving us advice. Conquer him with love. So whatever opponent you have, conquer them with love. That's a great strategy. Love is always a great strategy. Love does not mean being a doormat. Love does not mean being somebody's punching bag. Love does not mean turning a blind eye to injustice and, accepting every and anything. That is not love. Love is caring enough to speak up. Love is loving yourself enough to go after your dreams and your goals. Love is loving your family enough to provide for them and to make yourself a better person every day. Okay? All right, let's see if there's another quote in here from the Book of Love. Who wrote the Book of Love? All right. Chapter 1 says you love him. Love is an irresistible desire to be irresistibly desired. Robert Frost. He's a famous poet. A kiss is a lovely trick designed by nature to stop speech when words become superfluous. Ingrid Bergman. Basically, if you want somebody to shut up, kiss them. I wouldn't recommend doing that for everybody. I'm just saying, I'm not going to do it. Not everybody. So, all right. So that's it from bibliomancy. So that's more advice for this week. Love, find the joy. Okay. And last but not least, September 27th, Mercury is going retrograde. Yes, folks, that is going to be something to look out for in terms of, I don't do anything new on Mercury retrograde. I don't recommend doing anything new. Don't buy any new products. Don't buy any new cars, any computers, any phones, anything that's ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules phones, it rules computers, it rules communication, it rules social media, it rules travel, cars, phones, faxes, emails, everything that has to do with communication and travel is ruled by Mercury. So since the planet that rules it is taking a break, going for a nap, it's best not to do anything for those days. The shadow period is 3 days before and 3 days after. So you're looking at from like September 23rd to like October 31st, Halloween. So this is going to be quite a Halloween season, because even though Halloween is on the 31st, you know the season is already starting. Hello, because I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. And, you know, a lot of the events and activities and stuff that people do are going to be taking place in, you know, starting next week. Halloween Horror Nights opened this past weekend up in Orlando, Florida at Universal Studios. So it's good to kind of do all that stuff before September 27th, because from September 27th through most of October, Mercury will be retrograde. So it's best not to enter any contracts. Try not to, you know, if you do have to do those things, please look at the fine print. Please don't get upset when there are delays in travel and little hiccups and stuff going along through that. Miscommunications with friends, with family members, with loved ones, at work, with clients. Double check, triple check your emails. Make sure you're sending your text message to the right person. Anyway, I'm just getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going way ahead of ourselves. Okay, last reading is from The Daily Guidance from Your Angels Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue. She's not into New Age stuff anymore. She's into now a born-again Christian, and she's like, I'm doing all of this and that. No, her mindset is extremely dogmatic and religious at this point. So her cards, she doesn't even make cards anymore. They don't even have these in print anymore. So I feel pretty special that I bought this before, because these ain't coming out no more. These are officially originals until she, you know, has a, who knows, another change of heart. We all go through our changes and stuff. But anyway, so let's do a quick shuffle poo to see the last bit of advice for us for this week. We've gotten some really good advice this week, and I'm thankful to Spirit. I'm thankful to our angels, ancient ancestors, and our guides for the wonderful advice that we've received. Heck, we even got some advice from Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi. So we are special. All of us watching this video, we are a special group, okay? Anybody who watching this video today, including myself, you're special, very special. So let's see the last advice here from the daily guidance from our angels. Angels, please give us some advice. The last bit of advice, certainly not least, for us, for the collective for this week. Whoa. Oh, and then you change your mind? I mean, what's going on? Don't change your mind. I guess you changed your mind. Angels, let us know. What's the advice for us for the remainder of this week? What is it that we need to know going forward until next Monday? Advice for us. Okay, that's a good one. Coupled with everything else that we got the card of fresh air. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today, as near to Mother Nature, Gaia's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. So let the air in, get some fresh air, get some nice breezes going. That's good advice. This morning I woke up and went to the beach with a friend of mine. We went and watched the sunrise, which was really cool because I haven't done that in years. And I am here in South Florida, so close to the beach, and didn't even get to do that until today. And it was a beautiful experience. I mean, just gorgeous. So I uploaded that video. You know, there was a lot of people on the same vibe this morning. So it was kind of crowded, but it was really just a beautiful sunrise. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise. So yeah, that fresh air is great. I mean, I have a doggy, so I get to experience that every morning when I walk her. And sometimes at nighttime, I just go outside and get some fresh air. And the last card for this week is giving and receiving. So here's the fresh air card that we have here. Peekaboo. Okay, and then giving and receiving. Look at that. She's with a kangaroo and a parrot. That's an interesting combination. You know, I guess, you listen, angels can travel from Australia to Brazil to Florida like it's nothing, because they're not confined by the constraints of time and matter that we are. They live in another dimension. We are in the third dimension. We are limited to the three-dimensional. Even though there is other dimensions, we just can't. Our rods and our cones and our eyes can't even see the other dimensions. We only use a certain portion of our eyesight. This is why we had to come up with devices to see things that the physical eye can't see, even though they're there. Like looking at protons and cells through a microscope, or using binoculars to see something, you know, that the human eye can't see readily, or using a telescope for the stars to see planets and things of that nature, and see the holes on the moon that the human eye can't see. So we know that the human eye doesn't see everything, just like we know that everything we see is not everything, right? So that was a message for you, for everyone. And then giving and receiving. So the entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. There goes the breath again. So make sure you're doing your breath work this week. Taking some time to take some breaths, some deep breaths. Okay? When you only exhale or give, or only inhale, receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimum health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. So make sure you are in the energy of giving and receiving. Not just receiving, but make sure you're giving and receiving, and you're keeping things cyclical, because that is the balance of life. So breathe, get your oxygen. Oh, I had one last message. I was at the beach with my friend. So she gets up and she's going, I sat on the blanket and I'm just like breathing in the air and taking in the beautiful sunrise. And she gets up and she goes, you know, she's going to go walk to the water. She's like, I'll be back. So I'm like sitting, I'm like, okay. So I look up and I see somebody swimming in the water. And let me tell you, I was like, I could have swore up and down that was her. And I'm like, why the hell does she jump in the water? She didn't bring a towel. I'm like, what is she going to do? I was like, and then she's going to be feeling all gross and wet. And I was like, what? Why would she do that? I was so convinced that my friend had jumped in the water and was just swimming around, because I saw somebody swimming in the water. Now, mind you, there were quite a few people at the beach. You have to watch the video that I posted, okay? Which ended up being, after all the snippets I put together, it was a perfect 7. It was 7 minutes long, 7.00.00. I was like, wow, I didn't even plan that. I was like, anyway, I digress. She came walking back normal, and I was like, oh my God, I had in my mind that this woman was swimming in the water like a psychopath. Like, what? I was so convinced that she just swam in the water. And I was so concerned, and I was like all in my mind made up to have this whole discourse with her about why she would do something like that. And it wasn't even her. It didn't even happen. But you know, Don't make it seem like it's just me. We all play tricks on ourselves with our own mind. Whether it's we talk ourselves out of an opportunity, or we create a scenario about someone else that's not even true. People be in fake competition with you, or you be in fake competition with someone else that they don't even know or even think about you. And meanwhile, you having this whole thing made up in your mind that's just your own self. Sometimes your own enemy is your own brain. It's your own mind that is your own enemy. And so that's the biggest person to conquer, because you can block out other people. You can change jobs, change circumstances, change environments. But the biggest change is the change you make to yourself. Okay, so this has been a lot of advice to unpack for this week. I'm going to watch this video myself. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. If you like the content, please click the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining the Transcendent Kismet family. Hit the bell notifications so you can get notified every time I upload some videos. And I look forward to recording again and sharing with the Transcendent family. Let's transcend together. Let's bypass the bullshit and keep ascending and transcending and getting better and better every day. Let's keep growing and healing. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Allison's Cookie. And you can also check out my websites for some great merchandise. I am a Reiki practitioner. I am a healer, and I will be happy to schedule a healing session with you. But again, you can check out some great merchandise on www.hopeandcookies.com, because I got some bomb cookies that I have great flavors, and I'm actually working on some new fall flavors that I'm going to be adding. A peach cobbler cookie. Yes, that's right. Of course, I have my standard. I got red velvet. I got lemon. I have red velvet lemon chocolate, raspberry lemonade. Okay. Strawberry. The strawberry is bomb. And then now I have like the peach cobbler. Pistachio is my favorite. Pistachio cookies. Yes, pistachio cookies. They are bomb. Okay. Very delicious all the time. I'm doing peach cobbler. Of course, I'm working on a delicious pumpkin frosted cookie. And I want to do a nice Halloween cookie, a nice little orange frosted, candy looking, yummy, delicious cookie. Chocolate, of course. I mean, because all Halloween candy that's good is chocolate, the good chocolate, right? So yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys again. Make sure you hit the like and follow, hit the bell notification if you are not already part of the family. Thank you for joining the family. Sending you much love. Ashe. So it is.